Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the online education for the English medium organized by the Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. Now, today we are going to study the subject science for class 9th, right? So, the topic that we are going to continue today is your current electricity. This is the fifth session in the series, and today we are going to discuss and solve all the numericals from the chapter, right? So far we have completed the chapter. We have done all the topics relevant to the chapter as well as the revision of the chapter as well. Okay, so today we are going to study all the numericals which are there in the textbook, the solved numericals, as well as a few extra numericals. Okay, so my name is Vishal Sudhir Chaudhary and I am from the Kurar village MPS English Secondary School. Okay, so just briefly we will just go through the topics, right? We had studied the concept of the potential difference, right, where we had studied how exactly potential difference arises in a circuit. Then we had seen the concept of free electrons, where we had studied what is the root cause of free electrons, how the free electrons move around in a circuit, right? Then we had studied the concept of electric current. Then we saw the concept of resistance and Ohm's law, right? Majority of the numericals in this chapter we are going to deal with will be relating to your Ohm's law, right? Then we saw the electrical circuit, and then we saw the concept of resistors in series and resistors in parallel. Okay. Now, I will request all the students to go on taking screenshots of whatever is present on the screen, right? It will help you further so that you can make a list of all the formulas from the chapter, as well as it will also help you in solving the numericals also. Okay. So let us first of all go through the various formulas that we are going to encounter while solving the numericals. The first one, of course, is about potential difference, right? So potential difference is what? It is given by what? V equals to W upon Q. So potential difference is defined as the amount of work done to carry a unit positive charge from one point to another point, right? So it is what? Work done divided by total charge transferred, right? So V stands for potential difference, W is for work, and Q is for the amount of charge that is transferred, right? Then we had seen the concept of current, I equals to Q upon T, right? We had also seen the definition of a current, right? So what is happening? Current is the amount of charge passing through a given point in unit time. That means charge is nothing but, or I mean current is nothing but how fast your your electrons are passing through a given point. So electric current is defined as what? The amount of charge or amount of charge particles passing through a given point in unit time. So I equals to Q upon T, where Q stands for charge and time is T in seconds, right? Then we had seen for what? Ohm's law. What does Ohm's law say? As long as the physical conditions of the conductor remains constant, the potential difference across the 2 points is directly proportional to the current. So we had come down to the conclusion. The equation was what? V equals to IR, right? So you can rearrange the equation as per our requirement. You can write V equals to IR, or R equals to V by I, or I equals to V by R. Okay. Then one more concept is about resistivity, right? So resistivity is the resistance of a unit cube of a material. Unit cube matlab kya? Ki a material, a wire which is 1 centimeter long and 1 centimeter square surface area. So R equals to, means resistance equal to rho into L by A, where rho is called as resistivity. Okay. Then we had seen the concept of what? Resistors in series and resistors in parallel. So the formula for resistor in series was what? The total resistance for a series combination is sum of all of the resistors that are connected. So that means Rs will be equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 all the way up to Rn. That is the number of resistors that we have combined in series combination. Then resistors for parallel formula kya hai? 1 upon Rp equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 all the way up to 1 upon Rn. Means resistors in parallel will be what? The reciprocal of the effective resistors. Resistance in parallel is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of all of the individual resistors, right? So reciprocal means what? 1 upon Rp is reciprocal of the total resistance in parallel is equal to 1 upon R1, that is reciprocal of the first resistor, plus 1 upon R2, reciprocal for second resistance, and so on, right? So these are the list of formulas that we have seen. So you need to memorize the formulas and make a list of all of these formulas so that you can memorize them. Okay, then let us see the important terms that we are coming across, right? So the terms and the symbols we will see. So capital V stands for potential difference, also called as voltage, right? Then capital W stands for work. Then capital Q stands for charge. Capital I stands for current. Capital T stands for time. Capital R is for resistance. Then that symbol rho. This symbol is called as rho, R-H-O. Rho stands for resistivity. Then capital L stands for length of the conductor. Capital A stands for area of cross section of the conductor. Then RS stands for resistance of series combination, and RP stands for resistors in parallel combination, right? Now, along with this, we will also briefly discuss the units for all of these different terms, right? So let us briefly discuss those, right? So unit for potential difference is what? Volts. It is given by small v. Then the work done is given by joules, given by capital J. Then the unit for charge is coulomb, given by capital C. Then current is given by ampere, capital A, right? Then time is seconds, given by small s. Then resistance is given by ohm. It is the symbol for ohm, right? Resistivity unit is ohm meter. Okay, the length of the conductor will be given by what? Meters. Area of cross section will be meter square, and resistance will be in ohm only. Okay, I was talking about this symbol rho, that is called as there is no space here. It is called as RHO, rho. Okay, students. So let us again discuss the unit for potential difference is volts, written by small v. Then the unit for work is joule, capital J. Then we have unit for charge given by coulomb. Then the unit for current is given as amperes, capital A. Then unit for time, you know, second, right? The unit for resistance is ohm, given by that Roman symbol ohm. The symbol is omega. That the symbol of ohm, this is called as omega. Okay. Then resistivity is given by ohm meter. Then length of the conductor is meters. Area of cross section is meter square. And resistors in series and parallel, they will be given by again the ohm symbol. Okay. Now let us move through all the numericals. Right now, the first one is we have already done when we were studying the concept of electric current, but still we will go through it again in detail. Okay. The first one, a current of 0.4 amperes flows through a conductor for 5 minutes. How much charge would have passed through the conductor? Now, first of all, you need to have a habit of writing the format of a numerical. You have to always start by writing the given for the numerical, right? Then you have to write to find whatever you have to find. Then you have to write the formula and then the solution. Okay, so you can make a habit of exactly what all things that you need to write when we are solving a numerical. Okay, so as you can see here, we have written the given, right? The first quantity given is current of 0.4 amperes. So we will write I equal to 0.4 amperes, right? Then it says flows through the conductor for 5 minutes, right? So we have taken time is equal to 5 minutes, but you need to remember that we have to convert all those units or all of those quantities in the standard units, right? So time is given in minutes, you will convert into seconds. So we'll multiply 5 into 60 because 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. So we'll get time equal to 300 seconds, right? Now, our formula for charge, what is asked, how much charge would have passed through the conductor? So we have to calculate the value of Q. Okay, so we'll use Q equals to I into T, right? And then we will just substitute. So we'll get Q equal to 120 coulombs, right? So also after completion of the numerical, you have to make a habit of writing down the answer in a statement form. Okay, so what will be the answer in the statement form? Therefore, charge passing through the conductor will be equal to 120 coulombs. Okay, students? So this is the first numerical, right? We have already seen this, a very simple numerical. This will be asked for around 2 marks. So here you have to write the given as well as the formula. So whenever you write the given, you will get a certain number of marks. You will get separate marks for formula and you will get separate marks for finding the answer. Now, always remember that whenever you're writing the answer, make sure you do not miss on the unit. The final answer is what? 120 coulombs, right? So make sure you are writing the unit. Why? Because a unitless quantity will make no sense. So you have to include the unit of coulomb here. If you do not write the coulomb, half mark will be deducted. Okay, so whenever you are writing the numerical, आपको उसका unit लिखना ही है. Okay, because a unitless quantity will make no sense. If I say just 120, it makes no sense. So you have to write 120 coulombs. Only then it will make a sense that, okay, the charge passing is 120 coulombs. Fine. Let us move further to the next numerical. What does it say? The resistance of a filament in a light bulb is 1000 ohms. Okay. If the bulb is fed by a current from a source of potential difference 230 volts, how much current will flow through it? Right now they have given you certain quantities. So as usual, we will start by writing what the given. Okay, so read the numerical again. What is given? The resistance of the filament of a light bulb is 1000 ohms. So we'll write down resistance equals to 1000 ohms. Okay, then further, if the bulb is fed by a current from a source of potential difference of 230 volts. So potential difference 230 volts means we will get V, voltage equals to 230 volts. Okay, we have written that. What is the question asked? How much current will flow through it? So I will have to write, I will have to write the value of I and we have to find it out. I equals to how much, right? So here, the formula that we are going to use is that of the Ohm's law. So we know Ohm's law what? V equals to I into R, right? But the quantity that we need to calculate is for I. So we will just rearrange the formula and we will write I equals to V by R, right? And then we will substitute I equals to 230 volts divided by 1000 ohms, that equals to 0.23 amperes. So current flowing is 0.23 amperes. So therefore, the current flowing to the filament of the bulb will be 0.23 amperes. Okay, students, right? So that is the second numerical. Okay, let us move to the next one. Okay, now what does this say? The length of a conducting wire is 50 centimeter and its radius is 0.5 millimeters. If its resistance is 30 ohms, what is the resistivity of its material? Right now, resistivity is what? Resistance of a unit cube of a material, resistivity. So again, we will write down the given quantities are what? First is length. So length is 50 centimeter. First of all, we'll write L. L equals to 50 centimeter. That will be 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Now you are aware 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter, right? Okay. So that means what? 1 centimeter will be 10 raised to minus 2 meter, right? So we will convert the quantity of centimeter into meter. Okay. So length will be 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 meters, right? Then they have given what? The next quantity. The next quantity that they have given is what? Radius is 0.5 millimeters, right? So we'll write down radius is 0.5 millimeters. Now we have to convert from millimeters to meters. So 1 centimeter equals to 10 millimeters. So therefore 1 meter will be equal to 1000 millimeters. That will be 10 raised to minus 3. So you can write R equals to 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. Okay, so for simplification, we will write 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters, right? Okay, then the other quantity is given what? If its resistance is 30 ohms. So we have written the quantity R equals to 30 ohms, right? We have to calculate what is the resistivity. So the formula for resistivity we had taken R equals to rho into L by A. Right? So we have to calculate the value for rho. So rho will be equal to R into A divided by L, right? That is what is the formula that we have taken over here. Okay? Okay? Then the quantity area we need to calculate in this equation, we have the quantity of A, that is area. right? So area we will calculate by A equals to pi r square, right? So we will substitute the value of A by the formula pi r square. So we will get the formula rho equals to R into pi r square divided by L, right? So we'll substitute now all the quantities, right? Let me clear the screen and then we will discuss further, right? So our formula was what? Rho equals to R into pi r square by L, right? So if you go on substituting, the value of R resistance is how many? 30 ohms, right? The pi value you have 3.14, right? Then R radius was 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters, right? Uska square lenge, divided by L, length was 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 meters, right? So we have to substitute all of these terms here and then we have solved, right? So how have we solved here? If you observe, they go 30 वैसे रहेगा नीचे, then 3.14. Now we have solved this bracket, 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 the whole square, right? So it is, if I write 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 the whole square, right? So 5 square will be what? 25 into 10 raised to minus 4 the square, right? So you have to apply here law of indices. So it will be 25 into 10 raised to minus 8, as you can see over here. Okay. Okay. And then you can just do the simple multiplication division, right? So you have 25. So this will be 2 here at the bottom, right? And then you can go on solving. So the final answer that we get is what? 4.71 into 10 raised to minus 5 ohm meter, right? So the unit for resistivity is what? Ohm meter. And then you have to write it in statement. So what is the question? What is the resistivity of the material? So we'll write the resistivity of the material or the resistivity of the wire is 4.71 into 10 raised to minus 5 ohm meter. Okay. Then we will go to the next numerical now, example 3. What does it say? A current of 0.24 amperes flows through a conductor when a potential difference of 24 volts is applied between its two ends. What is its resistance? Again, it is an example of your Ohm's law numerical. So first of all, we are going to write down the given. What is given? Current of 0.24 amperes, right? So we will write I equal to 0.24 amperes, right? Flows through a conductor when a potential difference of 24 volts is applied. So voltage is 24 volts, right? What is the resistance? So our Ohm's law says V equals to IR. So we have to calculate the value of R. So therefore R equals to V by I. That is the formula that we have taken here. And we have substituted the values, right? So R equals to V by I, right? So value of V is 24 volts. So यहाँ पर ये mistake है, this should be R, right? So R equals to V by I. So value of V is 24 volts and value of the current is 0.24 amperes. So 24 divided by 0.24 will be 100 ohms. So you can write the final answer. The resistance of the conductor is 100 ohms. Okay. Always remember, make sure you put in the correct units. Okay. So let's move to the next numerical now. Now this is a longer numerical. What does it say? It is a 2-part numerical. Okay. क्या लिखा है? Determine the current that will flow. Okay, so we have to calculate, as the word says, we have to find the current. So we will write down पहले current क्या है, find करना है. Okay, determine the current that will flow when a potential difference of 33 volts is applied between two ends of an appliance. Okay, so we know potential difference. We know potential difference is 33 volts. So we'll write down voltage is equal to 33 volts. Okay, applied between two ends of an appliance having a resistance of 110 ohms, right? Okay, so we'll write resistance R equals to 110 ohms. Okay, so for the first part of the numerical, we know Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? Ohm's law says V equals to IR, right? So you have to calculate the value of I. So I equals to V by R, right? So we have written I equals to V by R. So value of V is 33 and the value of R is 110 ohms, right? So the current that we get is 0.3 amperes. This is the first part of the numerical, right? What is the second part of the numerical? If the same current is to flow through an appliance having a resistance of 500 ohms, how much potential difference should be applied? Now, for the second part, what do they say? If the same current is flowing. So for the second case, the value of I will be 0.3 amps, 0.3 amperes, right? And through an appliance having a resistance of 500 ohms, the value of resistance is how many? 500 ohms. We have to calculate the potential difference, right? Again, we have to use the formula V equals to IR, right? So simple hai, सीधा multiplication karna hai. You can say in the second case, the value of I is 0.3 amperes and the value of resistance is 500 ohms. We'll use the Ohm's law, V equals to IR, right? Let me erase the screen. Yes. So for the second case, you can say we have written the given terms here, right? I equal to 0.3 ampere, R equal to 500 ohms, and formula is V equal to IR. We multiplied 0.3 into 500, that is 150 volts, as you can see here, right? Okay. So make sure always to write down the answering statements. So you can see the answer for the first part is written, the current flowing through the appliance is 0.3 amperes and the required potential difference between the two ends is 150 volts. That is for the second part. Okay, fine. Students, please make sure that you are taking required screenshots for the numericals, right? Further, next question. Determine the resistance of a copper wire having a length of 1 kilometer and a diameter of 0.5 millimeters. Now, this is numerical relating to resistivity, right? So, this part they have given. Resistivity of a copper is 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4 ohm meter, right? This is given. Okay. We will convert now all the measures into meters, right? So what's the length that they have given? Length is 1 kilometer, right? So 1 kilometer will be equal to 1000 meters, that is 10 raised to 3 meters. Okay. And that diameter is 0.5 millimeters. That will be 0.5 millimeters is 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. Okay. Then if R is the radius of the wire, then area of cross section will be pi R square, right? Now we know the value that they have given is for the diameter. We have diameter, right? Okay. And we know radius is equal to diameter by 2. So look at the formula. Area equals to pi R square. If you substitute R by D square, we will get what? Area is equal to pi into D by 2 the whole square. So this formula we have put it here. Got it? Okay, because radius is diameter by 2. Okay, and then we can substitute the values, right? So pi by 4, you can see 2 square will be 4 here, right? Okay, and then diameter square, what is the diameter? 0.5 to 10 raised to minus 3. So you can 0.5 to 10 raised to minus 3 the whole square. Okay, so on solving, you will get 0.2 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square. Okay, and then substituting the values, resistance R will rho into L by A, right? So we have substituted the value of area over here. Okay, so that will be what? So when you calculate this, you get final value of resistance to be 85 ohms, right? On doing the calculation. Okay, so again, you have to just use the different formulas one after the other. Okay, and always remember the conversions. Okay, then the next numerical, very simple. First one, 3 resistors having resistances of 15 ohms, 3 ohms, and 4 ohms are connected in series. What is the effective resistance? So you can write 15 ohms to be resistance R1, 3 ohm to be resistor R2, 4 ohm to be resistor R3, as you can see over here. R1, R2, and R3 they have taken, right? So the formula for effective resistors in series RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, right? So that will be equal to what? 15 plus 3 plus 4 ohms. That will be 22 ohms, right? So the effective resistance in the circuit for the series combination will be 22 ohms. Simple, easiest numerical. This will be for about 1 month. Okay. Then next one, what does it say? Again, this is a 2-part numerical. I think we will go through it. Kya likha hai? 2 resistors having resistances 16 ohms and 14 ohms are connected in series. If a potential difference of 18 volts is applied across them, calculate the current flowing through the circuit and the potential difference across the each individual resistor. Now, for a series combination, you need to remember that potential difference, voltage changes, and current I is constant. Right? That you need to remember. Okay? Okay, that you need to remember. Fine. So we will write down first of all. क्या लिखा है देखो, two resistors having resistance, तो given लिख देंगे पहले. So resistor R1 will be 16 ohms and resistor R2 will be 14 ohms. Right? Okay. So we have applied the formula for resistors in series RS equals to R1 plus R2. That is 14 plus 16 ohms. So that is equal to 30 ohms. That is the effective resistance. Okay. Abhi, second line में क्या लिखा देखो, if a potential difference of 18 volts is applied across them, calculate the current flowing through the circuit. Right? So हम लोग लिखेंगे let the current flowing through the circuit VI and the potential differences across the 16 ohm and 14 ohm be V1 and V2 respectively. Okay? So V equals to IR is our formula. Right? Now, according to Ohm's law and concept of series combination, we know that the total voltage for the series combination is equal to V1 plus V2, right? And V1 plus V2, they have given 18 volts. Total voltage is what? 18 volts. Okay. Now we have to calculate what? The current flowing. So our Ohm's law is what? V equals to IR. So I will be equal to V by R, right? As you can see the formula over here, I equals to V by R. So value of V, we have 18 volts, right? And the total resistance that we have calculated is 30 ohms, so that you can put here R. So we can write I equals to 18 by 30, as you can see over here. So we get I value as 0.6 amperes, right? Just a minute, students. Yes. Okay. So we have got a value of I to be 0.6 amperes, right? Then what have they asked further? Calculate the current flowing through the circuit and the potential difference across individual resistor. Now we have to calculate the value of V for the resistor R1 and resistor R2. So now we are going to apply Ohm's law to the individual resistors. So we can write V1 equals to IR1, V2 equals to IR2, right? So value of V1 we will calculate as I into R1. So as you can see, the current value we have calculated as 0.6 amperes, right? So I will be 0.6 and resistor R1 is 16 ohms as we have written previously. So it will be what? V1 equals to 0.6 into 16, that is 9.6 volts for V1. Same thing we can do for V2. V2 equals to what? IR2. So value of I is 0.6 amperes and R2 value is 14 ohms. So you can write 0.6 into 14, that equals to 8.4 volts. Now, interesting thing here is what we know. V total voltage is V1 plus V2. You can see 9.6 plus 8.4 equals to 18 volts. So the second V2 you can calculate by another method as what? What is the another method? We know V equals to V1 plus V2, right? So the value of V we know as 18 volts. And if you substitute V1 as 9.6 volts, so we can calculate V2 is equal to 18 minus 9.6, that is 8.4 volts. So you can do it by that way also. Okay, so this is just one way of verifying if your answer is correct. Okay, so then we have to put your final answer in the statement form. Right? क्या लिखा देखो, therefore the current flowing in the circuit is 0.6 amperes and the potential difference across the resistances 16 ohms and 14 ohms are 9.6 volts and 8.4 volts respectively. Again, this is a numerical in two parts. Okay, so it may be asked for 3 marks. Let us go on further. Okay, now, yes, that we have done. Now we will go through the numerical for resistor in combination. What combination is given, we will see. Resistors having resistances 15 ohms, 20 ohms, and 10 ohms are connected in parallel. What is the effective resistance of the circuit? So first of all, you are going to write down R1, R2, and R3 as given. So we'll have R1 equals to 15 ohms, R2 is equal to 20 ohms, and R3 equals to 10 ohms. Okay. and they have mentioned they are connected in parallel. Okay, so what is the effective resistance? So we have to calculate Rp here, right? So what we need to calculate here, you need to calculate the value of Rp here. Okay, we will write down now, as we know it is a parallel combination, we will write down the formula 1 by Rp equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So we substitute here. So 1 by Rp equals to 1 by 15, that is R1, plus 1 by 20, that is R2, and 1 by 10, that is R3. Right? Now taking LCM, we will get what? 4 plus 3 plus 6 divided by 60. That equals to 13 upon 60. So what we have got here, 1 by Rp equals to 13 by 60. Therefore, Rp equals to 60 by 13. That equals to 4.615 ohms. Okay. Now, interesting thing to note here is if I write down the value of Rp at the top, Rp equals to 4.615 ohms. Now look at the three resistor values 15, 20, and 10. And look at the effective resistance. The effective resistance is much less than the smallest resistor. The smallest resistor here is 10 ohms, right? So this is the proof of the concept that the resistor in parallel combination is used to reduce the overall resistance of the circuit, right? So you can see the total resistance is only 4.615 ohms, whereas the resistors that you have individually connected are 15 ohms, 20 ohms, and 10 ohms. So this is a proof here that the resistance in the circuit will decrease as you connect the resistors in parallel combination. So look at the final answer. Dekho. Therefore, the effective resistance in the circuit equals to 4.615 ohms less than the least of the three, that is 10 ohms. Right. So you can see over here that we have also verified the concept of a parallel combination. Now look, let us go to the next numerical. What do we have? Three resistors having resistances 5 ohms, 10 ohms, and 30 ohms are connected in parallel. And a potential difference of 12 volts is applied across them. Obtain the current flowing through the circuit and through individual resistors, and what is the effective resistance, right? So let us first of all see what have they given to you. They have given the three resistors 15 ohms, 10 ohms, and 30 ohms. So we will write down R1 as 5 ohms, R2 as 10 ohms, R3 as 30 ohms. And a potential difference of 12 volts is applied. So we will write V equals to 12 volts, right? Kya pucha hai? Obtain the current flowing through the circuit. So we have to calculate the value of I, okay? And through individual resistors. So we will also have to calculate I1, I2, and I3 also we have to calculate. And what is the effective resistance? So we have to also calculate Rp. So that many values you have to calculate, right? Now, if you remember the concept of parallel combination of resistors, you know that voltage remains constant, but current changes, right? So the value of voltage V is given 12 volts. So that we can use. Okay. Our Ohm's law says V equals to IR. If I write on my Ohm's law, V equals to IR. So I can write down, excuse me for that. A minute. So our Ohm's law is V equals to IR. So I can write I equals to V by R, right? Same way, because voltage is constant, I can write I1 equals to V by R1, I2 equals to V by R2, I3 equals to V by R3, as you can see here. Okay, fine. So applying these formulas, we will get I1 equals to V by R1. So V by R1 will be what? V by R1 will be what? 12 by 5. R1 is value 5 ohms. So 12 by 5 will be equal to 2.4 amperes. Then I2 is V by R2, that is 1.2 amperes. I3 equal to V by R3, that will be 0.4 amperes, right? Now total voltage I will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 for a parallel combination. So if you apply that here, you will get the total current flowing. I will be equal to 4 amperes, right? And then finally, the effective resistance 1 by Rp equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. That will be 1 by 5 for R1, 1 by 10 for R2, and 1 by 30 for R3. So that will be, on taking LCM, you will get 6 plus 3 plus 1 by 30. That is 10 by 30. That is 1 by 3. So we got 1 by Rp equals to 1 by 3. So therefore, Rp equals to 3 ohms, right? So now we have to write down the answer in the statement form, right? In the statement form, देखो क्या लिखा है? Effective resistance in the circuit is 3 ohms. And current flowing through the resistors 5 ohms, 10 ohms, and 3 ohms is 2.4 amperes, 1.2 amperes, and 0.2 ampere respectively. And the total current flowing through the circuit is 4 amperes, right? So as you can see here, we have solved this numerically in about 3 parts. First, where we have calculated the currents flowing through the individual resistors. Then we have calculated current flowing through the complete circuit. And then we have calculated the effective resistance. So we can see we have solved the numerical in 3 separate parts. Okay, students. So it is a very important, right? Then let us move to the next numerical. Now this numerical is not in your textbook. It is a extra numerical that I have given from my end. Okay, so please take a screenshot of this one. What does it ask? The resistance of a 1 meter long nichrome wire is 6 ohms. Okay, nichrome is an alloy. Okay. The resistance of a 1 meter long nichrome wire is 6 ohms. If we reduce the length of the wire to 70 centimeters, what will its resistance be? मतलब यहाँ पे उन्होंने क्या दिया है कि हमारे पास एक 1 मीटर लंबी वायर है नाइक्रोम की, राइट? उसका रेजिस्टेंस है 6 ohms. अगर समझो हमने उस वायर की लेंथ कम कर दी तो क्या होगा? If you cut down the wire to 70 centimeter, what will happen? So let us see. Resistance of a wire is directly proportional to its length. एक rule है. Okay. So if you increase the length of the wire, resistance will increase. If you decrease the length of the wire, resistance will decrease. Let R1 and R2 be the resistances of the nichrome wire at 70 centimeter respectively. Therefore, R1 is directly proportional to 100 centimeter, which is 1 meter, and R2 is directly proportional to 70 centimeter, right? Second, now if you take the ratio of the two, R2 by R1 will be equal to what? 70 by 100. Therefore, R2 equals to 70 by 100 into R1. Now we know R1 is 6 ohms. If you substitute here, you will get R2 equals to 70 by 100 into 6. That will be 4.2 ohms, right? So this is how we have calculated the value of R2 as 4.2 ohms, right? Now here we have used the concept of the resistance where resistance is directly proportional to length of the wire. So if you increase the length of the wire, if thickness remains same, thickness of the wire has to remain constant. Okay, so resistance will increase and with the length of the wire. Okay, let us go to the next numerical now. What does it say? When two resistors are connected in series, their effective resistance is 80 ohms. Okay, now you need to remember what kind of combination it is. It is a series combination. Okay, so we have two resistors and the total resistance is 80 ohms. So we can say RS is equal to 80 ohms. That means R1 plus R2, that is equal to 80 ohms. When they are connected in parallel, their effective resistance is 20 ohms. Okay, now so 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 20. That is Rp is equal to 20 ohms. What are the values of the two resistances? Now here we have to use both the formulas now. Let us see. Let the two resistances be R1 and R2. Therefore, R1 plus R2 equals to 80 ohms or R1 is equal to 80 minus R2. ठीक है, तो R1 की वैल्यू हमें मिल सकती है 80 minus R2 indirectly. And 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 is 1 by 20. This is for parallel combination. We have seen when they are connected in parallel, their effective resistance is 20 ohms. That means 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 20. So if you rearrange this, that is R1 into R2 equals to 20 into R1 plus R2 on solving this, right? Now, if you take this equation and if you substitute the value of R1 here, अभी हमें क्या मिलेगा देखो, 80 minus R2 into R2 equals to 20 into 80 minus R2 plus R2. Now यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया है? We have substituted the value. We have substituted the value of R1. Okay. Now take this equation. R1, R2 equal to 20 into R1 and R2. Now we know the value of R1 is 80 minus R2. We have substituted that value here, right? तो R1 की value देखो यहाँ पे आ गई ना 80 minus R2 और यहाँ पे ये आ गई 80 minus R2. Okay, as we know, right? Okay. Now on solving this, 80 into R2 square minus R2 square equal to 1600. We have just rearranged this equation. Okay, so R2 square minus 80 R2 plus 1600 is equal to 0, right? On solving this, we get what? R2 minus 40 into R2 minus 40 equal to 0. So हमें क्या मिला? R2 का वैल्यू मिल गया ना 40. तो अगर हमें R2 का वैल्यू मिल गया तो R1 की वैल्यू मिल सकती है ना? R1 की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी 40. What the point here? So we have used the indirect method again to calculate. Okay. Now let us look at the next numerical. क्या लिखा है? If a charge of 420 coulombs flows through a conducting wire in 5 minutes, what is the value of the current? Now they have given to calculate the value of I. So I is equal to current, a question mark we have to calculate, right? The value of charge in coulombs, they have given 420 coulombs. Given mein likha Q equal to charge, that is 420 coulombs. And time they have given as 5 minutes. We will convert it into seconds. So 5 into 60 seconds, that is 300. Okay. So formula for current is I is equal to Q upon T. That equals to I equals to value of Q is 420 and value of time is 5 into 60. So 420 divided by 5 into 60, that is equal to 1.4 amperes. Hence, the current flowing through the wire will be 1.4 amperes, right? So here, students, we have seen quite a few variety of questions, right? As I have told you, I expected students to be taking the screenshots over here, right? So if questions, yes. If students have questions, please raise your hands. Yes, Rashid Sheikh, bolo. Yes. Ask the question. Yes, please unmute and ask the question, students. Hello. Yes. Naisha, bolo.
Sir, can you please show the screen of formula?
Yes, I will show it. I will show all the screens again once at a time so that you can take the screenshots. Okay. Any other question, beta?
No, sir.
Okay, bolo, ma'am. Ahmad Raza.
सर
बोलो.
कौन सा लेसन का है?
Beta, it is current electricity.
यस
Okay. Okay. Then Abhishek Kumar.
सर ये सबको लिखना है क्या?
Yes, you have to write it down. They are numericals from the textbook and also some extra numericals, right? So you have to write and practice those numericals.
सर कौन which textbook?
It is from our textbook. Textbook के numericals है बेटा ये. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other question? Yes, Avinash. Yes, I will cycle the slides again. Please take the screenshot. जिनको screenshot लेना है, you can take the screenshot. Yes, so this is the screen for the different formulas that we have used in the chapter, right? And this is the list for all the symbols along with their units. Okay, I will just go through all the slides one by one. Okay, so आप लोग screenshot अगर चाहें तो ले सकते हैं. Yes, this is the screen for the formulas. This is the list of all the symbols with their units. Then these are all the numericals that we have seen, one after the other.
सर
Yes, बेटा बोलो.
सर मेरे को नहीं समझ में आ रहा कौन से बुक में है
बेटा टेक्स्ट बुक में है.
कौन सी
Current
टेक्स्ट बुक
साइंस 1.
साइंस 1
साइंस की टेक्स्ट बुक है ना आपकी, चैप्टर नंबर 3 करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. मिला बेटा.
ढूंढ रहा हूँ
Yes, the last 2 or 3 numericals, they are not there in the textbook. The numerical that you are seeing on the screen now. ये जो स्क्रीन पे अभी न्यूमेरिकल दिख रहा है ये एक्स्ट्रा है. It is not in the textbook. Okay.
सर
The last 2 numericals, they are not there in the textbook. ये
लेसन
मैंने
नंबर
एक्स्ट्रा दिए हैं.
सर लेसन नंबर
3, lesson number 3, current electricity.
यस यस फाइन
Okay. Any more doubts
Yes.
today? Okay. So Mayur sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can wrap up the class.